Imagine for a moment you had a crystal ball. Not for like lottery numbers, but for looking into the future of business.
Hmm.
What if you knew, like really knew, which ventures were going to make you successful before 2026 and, which were just a waste of time?
Yeah, that kind of foresight, it would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Totally invaluable.
And that's pretty much what we're trying to arm you with today. We're doing a deep dive into this expert's really unfiltered ranking of business ideas.
Unfiltered is right.
Yeah, and it's not just some random list. It's a strategic breakdown.
Yeah.
Comes from building, I think, 7 multi-million-dollar companies and coaching hundreds of entrepreneurs.
Okay, so they've seen a lot. What's the secret sauce then? How do they judge these things?
Well, they've boiled it down to 4 key things, 4 criteria. First, and this is super important for anyone starting out.
Yeah.
How quickly can you actually make your first dollar? Cash flow is crucial early on.
Yeah, got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Makes sense. What's number 2?
Second is, how hard is it to really learn and, master the skills you need for this business?
Okay, so like the learning curve.
Exactly. You want something accessible, right? Not something that's just going to be an endless uphill battle.
And then for the long haul, what's third?
Third, how genuinely profitable is it? Not just like a quick trend or really thin margins. Is it sustainable? Can it scale?
Built to last.
Right. And finally, number 4, and this is where, honestly, a lot of people kind of stumble without realizing it. Is it a business someone would actually want to buy later? Are you building a real asset?
Right.
Or are you just creating maybe even high-paying but really demanding job for yourself? That difference is just huge.
Wow, okay. That's a big shift in thinking. And that idea underpins their whole ranking system then, this tier thing.
Completely. It goes from S tier, those are the no-brainers, high profit, fast cash, built to stay,
Okay.
all the way down to F tier, which they bluntly call straight up scammy.
Ouch. Okay. So our goal today is to cut through the hype, the noise.
Exactly. This deep dive, it's really for you. Maybe you're dreaming of launching something, or maybe you need to pivot, or you're just, curious about what actually works in the next couple of years.
I wish you to walk away with some real aha moments.
Right.
Things that might change how you think about building a business.
That's the plan. Get some clarity.
All right, let's do it. Let's jump straight into the top, S tier. The no-brainers, the ones the expert says, look, if you want lasting wealth, seriously consider these. And number 1, maybe not surprisingly, real estate.
Yeah, it's fascinating how foundational this is. The expert points out, historically, most wealth in the U.S., it wasn't pure tech innovation.
Really?
Yeah, it was built on the back of real estate. Often, it's kind of a secondary play. You take cash flow from your main thing.
Your main business.
Right, and you smartly invest it into property. And once it gets going, it's incredibly profitable.
So what makes it so potent, besides just, property values maybe going up? You mentioned high leverage. What does that mean practically?
Yeah. Good question. High leverage basically means you can control a really big asset like a commercial building or several rental houses with a pretty small amount of your own cash up front.
Okay. Using other people's money, essentially. Loans.
Exactly. Mortgages, loans, you're amplifying your potential return. So even a small bump in the property's value can mean a huge percentage return on your initial investment. And you combine that with monthly cash flow coming in, some pretty significant tax advantages that lots of other businesses just don't get.
Right.
And, the natural appreciation over time, it just adds up to a powerhouse.
Okay, powerful indeed. Now, here's an interesting one. The expert added something to S tier that wasn't originally there. Software.
Yeah, this was a conscious addition. They felt it had to be S tier now.
Why the change? What's shifted?
Well, it's mainly AI and these no-code platforms. It's kind of mind-blowing, but you can literally use AI to build the software now.
Wait, really? Like you just describe it?
Pretty much. Platforms like Lovable, Replit, you tell the AI what you want, and it writes the code. That just fundamentally changes who can get into this game.
So that massive barrier to entry for software development, it's just kind of crumbling.
It's collapsing, yeah. And the business model side, it naturally leans towards subscriptions, recurring revenue.
Which is the dream, right? Predictable income.
The holy grail. And the margins. They're talking like 97% profit, similar to online courses, which we'll get to.
97%. How?
Because once you've built it, making another copy, distributing it online, it costs almost nothing. Pure profit on each extra sale.
Wow. Okay. And salability. You mentioned high multiples.
Some of the highest multiples out there. When it comes time to sell, buyers will pay a lot more for a software company relative to its earnings than for, say, a traditional service business.
Why such a premium?
Because of that recurring revenue, the scalability, the fact that it's defensible, it's seen as a really high-quality, independent asset.
Okay, 97% margins, super sellable. Hard to argue with S tier. Let's move down just a notch to A tier. Still worth it, but the expert says you need some real business smarts here.
These are strong contenders.
First up, coaching and online courses.
Right. This one's big advantage is speed. Speed to first dollar. If you know something, if you can genuinely help people get results.
Like you have a process, a blueprint.
Exactly, a checklist, whatever. You package that know-how and you can start selling it really, really quickly, monetizing what you already know.
And they also said it's easier to learn than people think, that people overcomplicate it.
They do, and the profitability, it's right up there with software. Also around 97% margins.
Same reason, low cost per additional sale.
Precisely. Once it's created, digital delivery costs next to nothing. Plus, the expert calls teaching and packaging knowledge a meta skill.
Meta skill, meaning?
Meaning it makes everything else you do as an entrepreneur better. It compounds your efforts across the board. Powerful stuff.
Interesting. Okay, sticking with speed. Next in A tier and ranked ahead of coaching for first dollar speed is the AI automation agency.
Yeah, this one's apparently the absolute fastest right now to get that first bit of revenue in.
Why so fast? Just because AI is hot.
That's a huge part of it. AI automation is like one of the top search terms. Businesses are actively looking almost desperately for ways to use AI to streamline things. Huge demand.
Okay, and easy to learn, profitable.
Yep. Super easy to pick up the core skills, apparently, and very profitable in the current climate. The expert actually thinks developing the skill is a better investment right now than just online training.
But what about the risk? AI is moving so fast. Couldn't the AI get better at automating than the agency using the AI?
It's a fair point, and yeah, the expert acknowledges that. It's a risk for anyone in the AI game, really.
So how do you stay relevant?
The value, they argue, is in being the strategist, the one who figures out how businesses can best use these tools, not just doing the manual clicking. It's about the implementation, the bigger picture.
Yeah.
AI isn't quite there yet.
Got it. Strategic oversight. Okay, next A tier. SMMA, Social Media Marketing Agency. Placed ahead of paid ads, which might surprise some people.
Yeah, that ranking is interesting. The expert sees more, maybe long-term value here, especially with organic content and building communities.
And the practicals. Easy to start.
Pretty fast to first dollar, yeah. And lots of info out there on how to learn it. Good margins, profitable, and importantly, sellable, especially if you productize the service.
Productize, you mean like offering set packages instead of hourly work?
Exactly, like a 30-day content calendar package or a brand voice kit, fixed scope, fixed price.
Makes it easier to scale?
And sell. Much easier. It becomes a clear, repeatable thing someone can buy, not just dependent on your time, more defensible than just managing ad spend, perhaps.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, shifting gears completely within A tier. Away from digital, we have the vending machine business.
Huh. Yeah, definitely different.
Not quick to first dollar, right?
Yeah.
You need machines,
Yeah.
location.
Right. Initial setup takes time and capital, but the learning curve, apparently almost a no-brainer once you're set up.
And profitable.
Can be. Yeah, long-term. And it's a big if you get good locations. High traffic is key.
And sellable, like as an asset.
Very sellable. The expert actually compares its asset quality to real estate. It's a tangible thing spitting out cash.
Interesting. A physical business with strong asset potential. Okay, one more in A tier. This one is placed after vending machines, but ahead of SMMA, affiliate marketing.
Yeah, this one's ranked highly for ease and speed. If you have an audience, it's one of the quickest ways to make money.
How does it work, basically?
Super simple, really. You need an audience, you need traffic, and then you just sell other people's products or services to them and get a commission.
And it's always relevant.
As long as businesses need customers, yeah. There's always going to be a need for affiliates. Now, the key thing here, the drawback maybe, it's generally not very sellable long-term.
Why not, if you're making good money?
Because the value is often tied up in you. Your personal brand, your connection with your audience, promoting someone else's product. It's hard to just hand that over to a buyer as an independent asset.
Ah, okay. Less of a standalone business.
Right. But still a really valuable meta skill. Teaches you lead generation, sales. Very useful stuff.
Got it. Okay, let's unpack the B tier. Decent, but not for everyone. First one here, ranked after SMMA, is the paid ads agency.
Right. Helping people get customers, obviously valuable. But there are some clouds on the horizon here, according to the expert.
Clouds like what? It seems pretty essential.
Well, it is quick to first dollar if you can sell. And apparently, it's one of the fastest things to learn the basics of on YouTube. Can be crazy profitable, too. They mentioned like 22-year-olds making $6 million a year doing this.
Whoa. Okay, so what's the downside? The clouds.
The big worry is the platforms themselves, Meta, Google, etc. They're actively building AI tools to let businesses generate leads directly.
Cutting out the middleman.
Potentially, yeah, making traditional agencies less competitive. Plus, the salability issue again. If the agency is you, and it's just monthly client relationships.
Not much of an asset to sell, just a job. Okay.
Exactly. A well-paid one, maybe, but still reliant on you showing up.
Okay. Next, in D tier, after paid ads, starting a YouTube channel, the expert says this is really hard to be good at.
Yeah, the distinction is important. Learning the technical stuff, editing, uploading, that's not so hard.
Yeah.
But being actually good, like entertaining, having a unique angle, keeping people engaged consistently, that's incredibly difficult.
And slow to make money, I bet.
Very slow. You could make like 100 videos before you see any real income.
Oof. But is there long-term value?
Huge long-term value in the skills, content creation, video communication. Those are gold. And if you do scale it, top channels are worth billions. So, yes, potentially highly sellable as an asset if you hit it big.
Okay. A long shot, but big potential.
Mm-hmm.
Then, rounding out B tier, behind paid ads, is the web design agency. AI disruption is the big flag here.
That's the main concern, yeah. Like affiliate marketing, it's pretty easy to make your first dollar, easy to learn with all the templates and tools, especially the no-code AI stuff now.
Wow.
But the expectation is AI will just automate a ton of this. Businesses might literally just, order up a website design from an AI pretty soon.
Less need for an agency.
Potentially. And again, that sellability issue, service-based, often reliant on the founder, harder to sell.
Okay, moving down the ladder. C tier. You could, but should you? Feels a bit ominous.
Yeah, getting into murkier waters.
At the top, or maybe the better end of C tier, is the virtual assistant or VA agency. But the expert hints AI automation might be a better path.
Right. On paper, it looks okay. Very fast to make money as the middleman connecting VAs to clients. Pretty easy to learn how it works.
But there's always a but in C tier, isn't there?
Seems like it. The expert actually owned one of these agencies and got rid of it.
Oh, interesting. Why? What are the real problems?
Several things. First, margins are apparently really low. Not very profitable. Second, clients, especially like high-powered CEOs, can be, finicky is the word used. Tough to manage.
Okay.
And sellability. Almost zero. You're managing people, which is hard to package and sell. And on top of all that, AI is likely going to take over a lot of the basic VA tasks anyway.
Right. Squeeze from multiple sides. That personal experience adds weight. Okay, next. Near the bottom of C tier, drop shipping.
Drop shipping. The expert notes, kind of cynically perhaps, that a lot of successful drop shippers seem to end up selling courses about drop shipping.
Not a great sign. Is it fast to start?
Not really. You got to find a product concept, maybe pre-buy inventory depending on the model, build the store, figure out marketing. Takes time.
Hard to learn.
Can be. It's easy to get lost in the crowd, the sea of sameness, unless you have a really unique product or brand angle.
Profitability, sellability.
Margins can be good if you find that winning product, but it often feels gimmicky, needs constant reinvention. It is technically sellable, but maybe not a super stable asset.
Okay. Then we've got day trading and stocks, placed sort of next to ghostwriting. Fast money, fast losses.
That's the gist. You can make your first dollar almost instantly. You can also lose a lot instantly.
Definitely not a side hustle then.
Absolutely not. Requires intense focus, deep learning, emotional control. It's a full-time job and a stressful one. And the stats aren't pretty. Most individual traders lose money.
And sellable as a business.
Not in the way we're talking about assets. The business is your skill, your risk management. Can't sell your brain. Hedge funds are different. They sell fund management for fees.
Right, different model. Okay, next, ranked behind dropshipping, ghostwriting. Expert says it's not scammy, points out most NYT bestsellers use them.
Yeah, it's a legitimate service. 70% of bestsellers, apparently.
But still C tier, why?
Well, you can make money quickly if you land a client, but it's harder to learn. You have to be a genuinely good writer.
Okay.
Profitability isn't great because you're selling time. There's a cap on your earnings. And sellability. The expert says they've never even heard of a ghostwriting business being sold.
Plus the AI pressure, right? ChatGPT and tools like that.
Huge pressure. AI can do a lot of the grunt work now, drafting, research. It squeezes the value proposition for human writers, especially for simpler projects.
Makes sense. Then print on demand, placed near day trading, quick start, easy to learn.
Yep, ticks those boxes. Quick first dollar, very easy to learn the platforms.
So what's the C-tier catch?
The catch is profitability and ownership.
Right.
You don't own the infrastructure, the printing, the shipping. You're relying on third parties, which eats into margins and control.
And salability.
Not really valuable as a standalone business asset for the same reason. You might build a brand, but the underlying operation isn't really yours to sell.
Okay, one more, and this is another addition, a controversial one. Franchises in C-tier. Many people think buying a franchise is buying a business.
It is controversial, but the expert's definition of a business requires control over product development.
So if you're just selling McDonald's burgers according to their rules?
You're essentially a reseller, or maybe a glorified salesperson executing their model. You don't control the product, the core innovation.
But you can make money, right?
Oh, definitely. People make good money running franchises. But the expert argues it's not true entrepreneurship in the sense of building your own unique sellable asset from scratch.
So better to be the franchisor than the franchisee for long-term wealth building.
From their perspective, yes. Be the one selling the system, not just operating it.
That's a challenging perspective. Okay, let's brace ourselves. F-tier. Straight up scammy.
Yep, bottom of the barrel.
First up, NFTs and crypto projects. The glory days are over here.
Seems so. It used to be easy to make a quick buck, often just on hype. But now, many are tangled up in potential unregulated securities issues.
Meaning they sold investments without following the rules. Big legal risks.
Huge risks, yeah. For buyers and sellers, lots of people lost money. It's not easy to learn how to navigate this space safely now. Not profitable for most, and definitely not sellable as a real business.
And the expert found actual evidence of scams.
Sadly, yes. They cited a finding that over half, like 500 out of 1,000 NFT projects looked at were just pure scams or money grabs.
Wow. That's stark.
Very. High risk, low reward currently.
And the other F-tier edition, network marketing, or MLM. Legitimate uses exist, but often misused.
That's the problem. While some use the model for actual product distribution, far too many focus on recruiting people to sell the business opportunity itself.
Making money from recruitment, not product sales.
Exactly. And that's led to tons of legal trouble, lawsuits.
Yeah.
It just creates, as the expert put it, a bad taste in the market. More bad actors than good, making it incredibly hard to build something legitimate and lasting.
Okay, so we've run the gamut, S-tier down to F. Looking back across all these rankings, what are the big takeaways? It feels like it keeps coming back to those first four criteria.
It really does. You see how the S-tier businesses like real estate and software, they just nail all four. Relatively quick revenue, learnable path, huge long-term profit potential, and crucially, they become sellable assets.
While the F-tier stuff just fails on pretty much all counts.
Utterly. Little real value creation there, mostly just shifting money around, often deceptively.
And this connects to that idea of meta skills you mentioned earlier, like copywriting, ads, AI.
Exactly. The expert really hammers this point. Develop those core skills. Because even if your first business idea doesn't pan out, maybe you tried an AI agency and it didn't work.
Yeah.
That skill of understanding AI, or knowing how to write copy that sells, or how to run ads effectively, that's transferable. It stacks. It makes your next attempt much more likely to succeed.
So investing in those skills is almost like future-proofing yourself.
Precisely. It sets you up regardless of the specific business model or the next hot trend.
Which leads, I guess, to the final, maybe most important distinction. Are you building an asset or just a job?
This is critical. The expert warns that so many entrepreneurs, without even realizing it, build themselves a job. Sometimes a low-paying one, sometimes even a high-paying one.
But still a job.
Still a job. If the business needs you there, day in, day out, just to make money, if you can't step away.
Then you haven't built an independent asset that someone else would value and buy.
Exactly. The real goal, the thing that separates the S and A tiers, is creating something that functions, grows, and generates value even when you're not there. That's freedom. That's long-term wealth.
That's the game changer, isn't it? Value beyond your own constant input. So thinking about this whole ranking, these principles.
Yeah.
What stands out to you listening right now? What feels like the most maybe underrated skill or business model for the future?
Yeah, moving beyond just the quick buck.
Right. What kind of actual lasting legacy do you want to build with your time and effort?
It's a really important reflection, I think. Are you chasing that instant hit, or are you building something solid? Something with leverage, scalability, defensibility?
It's like those top-tier businesses often had recurring revenue, real assets.
Exactly. So maybe take a moment, apply these 4 criteria: speed to revenue, ease of learning, long-term profit, and sellability to your own ideas, your own plans.
How do they stack up, really honestly?
The answers might be surprising. They might push you to think differently, to make more strategic choices moving forward.
Definitely food for thought. A
No.
powerful framework to consider.